Hey there. Come on in, grab a seat, and let's have a chat, okay? Well, first of all, how many of you have noticed that little poet Susan has not been uploading any videos? And also Sandra Hart has not been uploading any videos. And then I checked in on Nanny and the Moose. First of all, Nanny and the Moose, well, Nanny has not had any lights, so hopefully, electricity, I should say, so hopefully things are back up and running for her. Boy, she just keeps going, doesn't she? Bless her heart. And I think she's still such a pretty lady. I mean, what is she, 86 or something like that? She's a beautiful lady. Also, Sandra Hart. Now, Sandra, I found out that she fell and I think she broke her hip and she's in rehab. Now, I didn't check yet today to see, but I think Little Poet, on as far as she goes, I know that she had strep throat because she was sick on her last video she put up. And Susan, I did pray for you if you're listening. And she said Saturday she's going to be putting up a new video. So I'll be glad to see her back. And also, Sandra, those falls are not good when you get older like that. So, and I miss seeing her. So, God bless all of them. And I pray that Sandra Hart has a quick healing with her hip. I really do. Yeah, we all need to pray for them. Pray for Nanny and the Moose and also Sandra Hart and Susan, Little Poet. We should all lift them up. There's so many of us. Just lift them up in prayer. Okay, a lot of things to talk about. I just got back not long ago from the doctor. The only way I could get in was to take a 7 a.m. appointment. So I got up around 5 because I got to have my coffee and I put some makeup on. I still haven't used the curling iron, you guys. I know you either love it or hate my hair. But I've been kind of trimming on it, and as I figure that hair that I have has seen the curling iron too many times, and that's why it was falling out. Now, I noticed today I haven't seen as much hair falling out. But I found a bottle of argan oil. It was in a spray bottle. So when I look in the mirror, and see, my problem is I look in the mirror and it's like not curly, it just got frizzy. So I'll take and spray that argan oil on and just give it a scrunch. So that's got to be a lot better than a lot of things I could be doing. Okay, but I know some of you are like, what happened to your hair? That's what happened to my hair. No curling iron. Just, I've been like, I have used the hair dryer, but I use a diffuser and I have it on a lower heat. And I turn my head upside down and kind of scrunch it and fluff it up as I'm drying it. I gotta, I had to bite the bullet and just go through this for a while till it get some stronger hair in, and I gotta be nicer. I don't color it. So all these things. Okay. Oh, what else is going on? I'll show you. I've had this on my phone, and I need to clean out stuff, so I'll show it to you so I can get rid of it. But remember when I went to that wedding in Indiana? Well, when I went to my friend Marlene's house, and as I was walking around the house, I see a lot of my paintings that I had done for her. And I thought, oh, I better take some pictures of them. So I'll show those to you now. And just a quick little thing of her back when you come into the back. Remember I had that picture taken of me in that formal? That was on the front of her house. I have a little video of the back of her house and just a quick little thing from the kitchen. But her house is just so beautiful, and it's just so warm and cozy, and we always feel welcome when we go. So I'll let you see that first. This is at my friend's where I'm staying in Crown Point, Indiana. Oh, that's a hummingbird I see there. I don't know if you can see it on the flower. But she's by herself now. And she has this cute little courtyard, beautiful home. It's a really nice area. I'm at my friend Marlene's house, but wherever I go, I find paintings that I had done that I almost forgot about. I see one down here. Hold on, I'll go. And this is a print of a painting I did. It's a print that I decoupaged on a canvas for them of a original painting I did. And she commissioned me to do this. It's from an old original painting. And I also did this one. And I did this one. This was after watching Gary Jenkins. I think I did this one. And this is another one of my paintings. I just ran into it at my friend's house. I was going to ask you a question. I think we had signed up for Netflix for, I think it was maybe for games or something like that, you know, for a football game. But we were watching Flashpoint, which I love. If you haven't watched that, that's free. It's on YouTube. It's really good. And I like the part where they're at the panel, you know, where there's a man and he always has 4 guests on there. Well, I guess kind of Zoom type, you know, guests. But he said that a lot of the shows that they on Netflix they have for the children are very what they call woke, very liberal, things children shouldn't be watching, and kind of twisting their little minds while they're young. So I don't have any grandchildren around this area that I see them watching television. My grandchildren are grown. Great. I don't know what the great grandchildren are watching. Well, we just need to be so careful what we put in front of their eyes, because their minds are forming right now. But I remember reading something about just give me a child up to 6 years old. That's all they need. They can totally form their personality and their way of thinking. I guess that's all it takes, birth to 6 years old. So be very careful what you put. I know it's so easy. I can imagine it is now. Just stick that TV in front of their faces. But then you got to watch what's coming on there. You really do. Because you're responsible as a parent. But anyways, when I heard that, what he said was a lot of Christians were getting rid of Netflix because of that. Because, you know, these companies, they're starting to really listen to Christians. It's about time is all I can say. They're starting to listen because people are banding together and doing this. All right, so here's what happened. So we went in and we canceled Netflix. So they said we could watch anything we wanted until the 16th, you know, which is time past now. So anyways, we said, okay, well, let's just see what there is to watch on Netflix because they're going to be canceling out. Well, then we seen this series, The Crown, about Queen Elizabeth and her family. And it's a Netflix production. They're the only ones that have, so I can't watch it anywhere else. But there were so many series. There were so many of them. And it was so good. And we had to binge. We were like trying to figure, okay, we have to watch 4 more series today somehow. So in the afternoon, we run in and watch one, watch maybe 3 in the evening. We thought we'd never get through it, but we knew if we didn't, we'd never see the end of it anywhere else. I found it to be very interesting. Yes, it was really good. But, so I'm not telling you to just sign up for Netflix. I'm saying don't sign up for. So we don't have it anymore. Now I got to find a good series somewhere else. Yeah, I'm open for suggestions if you have any good series to watch. I like things that are true, like a thing with Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, I like that. I think Bill likes detective stuff and that type of thing. But it doesn't matter. Just in kind of good series, we'd like some suggestions for that. Okay, got more to tell you. I think I told you that we got rid of Xfinity because it was so expensive. But along with Xfinity, we had some kind of deal where we got our phone service free for, I don't know how long it was, maybe a year or so. Well, that was done with in October, the free part. So we decided that's a good time for us to change. And we went to Frontier, which is a new service out here where we live. And when Frontier first come out, I seen a lot in the neighborhood, watch a lot of people complaining about it. But now I've been hearing nothing but good stuff. And so it was much cheaper. So we went to Frontier. But when we did that, we also had to get different phone service. So I used to, for years, I had Consumer Cellular. So I went back to them again. Well, Mr. Bill had no trouble with his phone. And I didn't even notice that I did have trouble with my phone because I wasn't calling. I don't call many people. Usually it's like just texting or something like that. But I tried to call a friend of mine, you, Kathy. Yeah, I tried to call Kathy, and I messaged her first. I go, "Can you talk?" Because remember I talked about that it's polite to do that. And I says, "Is this a good time to talk?" And she said yes. Then I couldn't call her, so she was waiting for me to call, and she sent me her phone number. She thought maybe I didn't have it. It wasn't that. It would just drop the call. Well, if you've ever went through something like this, it's just so frustrating because I got on there tried to get help. I called Consumer Cellular, and this lady, you know how they have certain things they go through. Try this, try that, do this, do that, and it went on and on and on and on. So we thought we had it fixed, and it wasn't. Then I called back and got someone else. And I says, well, look into history and see what all we did so I don't have to do it again. And she goes, oh, yeah, I see it on here, what they did. Okay. And she went on and on and on, do this, do that. Then she finally says, wait, let me call I think it was a specialist of some kind. And so she talked to him, and then she would get back on the phone while I was on hold. Do this, do that. Oh, he's going to send you this, download that. Finally, I talked to the specialist, or I think I don't know what he was called, but he had me doing several different things, but not as long as what the other ladies did. And everyone was very sweet. They're very polite. He said I had to go into my phone, and under settings, it had my go to cellular. And he says, used as primary, turn that off. And the reason he said that is because it was still going to my old phone service that had to be turned off. Bill didn't have to do that. It's his phone. All right. So below that, there's only primary, and then it says travel. Well, travel is just a name. It doesn't mean travel. It's just a name. You could call it anything you want. And he said, put it on travel, put travel on. And then I remember he said to me that, well, you could change that to something else later. So then I thought about the next day. I'm going to go there and try that. And I seen travel, and I went in and changed the name to cellular, consumer cellular. So I won't get mixed up later thinking, what is travel? And the minute I did that, the minute I changed it over, it worked fine. You know, life is getting complicated. And I can't just push aside and not do these things. And I don't have anyone to help me, which is probably good. I've never had anybody to help me with this stuff. And that's how I've learned. But in case any of you ran across that, that was how you do it. I got more. All right, an update on my knee. It's been bothering me. I never have trouble with my knees. It has been bothering me over a month now, hurting. And it's mostly if I've been sitting, like right now I'm sitting in this chair doing the video. When I get up, I'm like trying not to limp. Just different movements I can't do. But if I'm walking around, it doesn't seem to bother me that much. If I just keep walking. But it's after I can't keep walking the rest of my life. I gotta sit down sometimes, so I have to get this fixed. So finally, I called. She says, well, I can get you in at 7 a.m., which is very early. Like I said, I had to get up at 5. Well, what was nice, though, I did learn some things. She says, if it's arthritis in your knee, she goes, it's going to hurt all the time. Not just when I do this or I do that or off and on. So that was good to know. And she said, if it's ligament or the meniscus in your knee, if that's what it is, it's not going to show up on an x-ray. And she says, they don't like us, they don't want to cover it, the insurance company, I think is what she was saying, unless you first try therapy or some other stuff, And I'm not one who wants to be running in for x-rays. I don't think they're good for you to have those stuff all the time. But, just talking to her, knowing, and I told her, well, and she said that won't show up on the x-ray anyhow. The ligament problem or the meniscus will not show up. So I says, okay, I'd rather not get the x-ray anyhow. She said, what have you been doing? I go, well, I've been putting heat on it and then some muscle rub, doing red light therapy, taking an occasional ibuprofen. And she says, take ibuprofen every other day, because she knows I don't like taking them. She goes, it seems like if that's working for you and that. So I just took some when I got home. And she says, instead of putting heat on, put ice on there, because the ice takes the inflammation down. And she's right, I knew that, but it just feels good to put heat on instead. But she didn't take a look at both my knees, and she goes, yeah, your knee is swollen. So I'm not sure what it is, but then she gave me a form to take, and I had to go to the therapist. They're short on therapists. So if anybody's a therapist and you want to move to Tennessee, they need help. So she said, I can't get you in until December the 3rd for therapy. So you know what'll probably happen? If I put ice on this, take ibuprofen to get the inflammation out, and the way she's acting is okay for me to walk. I'm going to start walking a little bit. And she said the red light therapy is good. She liked that idea. So I'm going to do that, and I think it's going to be fine. And by the time I have that appointment, but it's a backup thing, just in case it's still hurting, I'll have the appointment to go on December 3rd. So, and I've never heard anything from my ultrasound on the carotid artery yet, so I guess I need to call them. So, like she said, well, probably, at least that is in their office, if it's good news, then they don't call you. So apparently that must be all right, because they haven't called me or anything. Let's see what else. I I've been thinking about getting an iPhone 17 Pro. Yeah, I could really use it because the phone I've got now it's small. It doesn't have a lot of the features that I could use for when I'm making my YouTube videos. So thinking about doing that. And that little camera that I got to stick on my phone so that I'm using the good little camera lenses, which is on the front, instead of turning around here and using this one tiny little camera. And I would get much better videos here. I had so much trouble with it that I just packaged it up and I'm sending it back because it was $60 some. I'm not gonna keep that. And I'll try one other, a different kind, and see if that works. So I think that is about it for what's been going on. So I just wish you a wonderful rest of this week, and God bless you in every way. All right, bye-bye now. Okay.
Hello there.
We're getting ready to go to a play at the Playhouse out here, and it's called The Curtain. I think it's a comedy. So let's hope it's a good one. So talk to you guys later. Bye-bye now. Love you.
Bye now.